Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video, and in this one we are going to be talking about JURI, the boss, because I haven't done a video on the other bosses, mainly because like we knew what we were doing. It was the same as every other boss. You would have your multiple teams, you would literally put out your fade on team, etc, and try and get some points. But this boss is uniquely different, and the reason this boss is uniquely different is because she doesn't attack. She only triggers based on your attacks, which fundamentally changes the way that you run teams. And you actually don't run the traditional fade on team. Okay, that is correct. You do not run the traditional fade on team. So I've had first place probably since it launched, because very quickly I figured out that there was one unit in particular that was quite handy, but they're not the only unit. Okay, now I'm not going to give you specific team builds because everybody's box is different, right? Everybody's box is different. I'm going to be talking about the characters that I'm using that are helping for survival, and some of these characters you might have, and if you do, you can use them to help you survive as well. Okay, so if you can run through here, you can see the teams that I've used to get myself on top of the leaderboard. To be honest, my team 3, the trendy Akuma that's on that team, he probably doesn't need to be there, to be honest. He's not actually doing all that much for the team, but we are going to look here at what's happening, why it's working, and why we're managing to survive. Okay, so I am going to change just slightly the team 3, and I'm going to do a run of each, and I'll explain on each team why it's surviving. Okay, so let's go. So team 1, you can obviously see I am using what might come off to you as a bit of a weird combo. I am using Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, and Goken. Right, Goken is here for the survivability factor. Okay, that is why he is here. There is no other reason for him to be here other than that. Done. No more needing to talk about that. Moving on to the next one. You can see here we're running the, well, not the, we're running a Vega team. This one's slightly different. I'm not 100% sold necessarily on A-Chun being here, but A-Chun is here for, she gives you damage reduction. I've also got healing coming from Elena. Those are things that are going to help you survive against JURI. I do not use the Virgil EX move on this team. And if we look at the next team, this one here, I am using F-Chun on this team because I feel like if I do this right, I can get a decent score using Dalsim to give myself a bit of boosting. The other units on here are basically just for healing, and obviously F-Chun's on here to try to ramp up the score a little bit with Dalsim. And on this final team here, we're running a variation of the fade on team, and I'd say your most reliably high scoring team, this is probably where I would look to put your Zangief, because Zangief, you don't really need to worry about anything. He's going to help you survive because of disabling the passive. Okay, so I am going to make a slight change here. I'm just going to swap these two units about. Okay, and for this one I am going to put you on here, and I think other than that I am probably going to drop no, actually I'm not going to drop F-Chun. I am going to drop Akuma in place of this guy. For me, you could probably use Akuma there, but I'm not. I'm going to go with this. Okay, so I'm going to do a run through. I'll do all four teams. You can see how it goes. I'll try to explain the logic behind what I'm doing while I'm doing it. In fact, I can tell you just now, the reason that I'm using Guile here is because of how JURI works. You trigger her attack when you do your C3, okay? And if you're using Leonardo, because of how he works, she's going to be up and in the air and not getting hit for a bit of his attack. So I found that his C3 here is actually wasted a little bit, and I found more success using his C2. So I'll do one run on this and show you how this one plays out. With regards to the pizza, now I explained already in a video, the pizza EX is a 5-second EX move, okay? First 3 seconds you're healing, the second 2 seconds you are going to be getting your invulnerability. So basically you want to time when you press that to make sure you are actually getting the usage out of that EX, okay? So we should get basically 1 free revival from Goken being here, okay? And I think in a minute I'm going to probably pop that EX move. I've probably done that at the wrong time. I don't know, actually, maybe it was okay. Maybe it was okay. But I probably could have got away with using it on this round, to be completely honest. Yeah, you can see there, I did lose there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch over to doing Leo's C3 for the last attack. Hopefully, can still get some decent points. Nope. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time because I did really royally screw up the timing of that EX move. I should have used it the following round. So build it up one more time. We're building up, we're building up, we're building up. Okay, and on this round we're going to go. So again, if you were using a team, I mean, I'm not saying use this team because obviously you might not have the units for this team, but if you were going to use, say, your pizza EX move for a team of your choosing that might be a DPS team similar to this, then I would probably say on this rotation, like after this rotation, is probably when that EX move would get used. Yep, so you can see what happened the last time I used it far too early. So I'm going to pop it now, because by the time it takes, Leonardo timed out. Awesome sauce, that's what we love to see. Leonardo timing out, don't have time to do his attack. Well, do you know what? See, just because I want to be different, just because I want to not time out like that again, I think what we will do is the following. I'm just going to change the team to this, okay? Might not score as well, I don't know. That's why you experiment on these events. So hopefully this time I don't screw up the timing, and I am just going to go with Leonardo's C3, and you can maybe see what I'm talking about, right? I'll try to say it while I'm looking at the screen, but I don't know if the hits are connecting, right? That's why I'm hesitant to use the C3. But if we build this up just now, I just need to remember to pop this. Okay, and now I'm going to go, so I'll go you, into you, with a bit of you, and then C3. She's in the corner, so maybe it will actually connect, it might be okay. I actually did the wrong move there. Don't think that matters too much. Mikey. Should be getting breakdances because I put Mikey actually into the team rather than being on tag. So we might even get away with not having to use the pizza move at all. I said we might, but obviously we did. So I'll do you, into Goken, into you. Again, I actually meant to use Mikey's C1 there rather than his C2. But it doesn't really matter. You can see that I've not actually hit the highs of my high score, but I mean, it's respectable enough. I'll go on and I'll do the next stage and we'll see if we can get going, but I was all off there. A lot of things went wrong in that run. I wasn't timing the EX move right or anything. Could have bought me like an extra round, okay? Because I said, look, I don't need the EX move. Then I said, maybe I do. And Akuma died. If I'd popped the EX move, Akuma would not have died, and then we could have went on. Because again, I can control that, because I can literally pop that EX move. I can delay using the attack because JURI's not going to attack until I hit that C3. Then when I know I'm going to be invulnerable, then I would strike the C3. So that was of my own doing there, right? So we'll go again here, we'll build this up. I don't think this is going to go anywhere near beating my top score, because I think when we looked at the leaderboard there, the Turtles team, I had 800k, 800 million, so yeah, we're kind of short of the mark there. So we'll do it this time, we'll go bang. Hopefully I don't get any screw ups with with A Chun, because her C1 can sometimes completely cause you to massively screw up your combos, but I don't seem to have a problem so far. So we'll whip through here, we'll be getting some nice stuff from her vortexes being on the field, be getting some nice additional damage because I'm using the C2 of Bashin Ryu, because he is actually a very solid unit. Hit this up. I mean, I don't want to count my chickens just yet, but it's looking like possibly this might be better than my previous Vega run. See, that time there, because of F Chun and her stupid C1 being too quick. Okay, some nice damage in there. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. There was no magic to be done with any EX moves. Right, there is an EX move here, so again, I'm going to try to make sure I use my EX move at the right time, hopefully by an additional round, okay? So in this one, we want Dalsim. We want him to have some damage, so I'm going to build some Dalsim stacks, right? So what I'll do is I'll let my super gauge build up. I'll probably do 3, but you've got to be careful here if you're using F Chun, and I'll show you why. So go F Chun to start, build up a stack. You need to wait till JURI steps back. There you go. Sometimes she doesn't always step back, sometimes she steps forward. It depends on where she's landed, to be honest. Okay, that's fine. We'll do one more, and then I think we'll just start the super combo attacking. Like, see here, she can sometimes step back there, right? But she didn't do it in any of these runs, so that actually worked out quite well. Okay, see what kind of damage we can get from Dalsim. I didn't actually mean to do that. Again, I keep screwing up my combos because I am looking at the screen. So hopefully no one dies. And I'm going to pop this just for security. And we can get another round out of this now. Pop you. Everybody's still going. Big chonky damage. Another hit from you. Bang. 600 odd million. Using Dalsim. I could probably have timed the EXs a little bit better there, right? But again, nice, decent damage. Then comes to the pièce de résistance, the fade-on team, the one that's usually always set that you're running F Chun on. This is the easiest team. Straight up, this is the easiest team to now play on this boss. It is so simple. You've got nothing you need to do, nothing magical you need to worry about. Just wait until you've got your meter. Once you've got your meter, I'd let it build up to nearly 4, to be honest. Then we're going to go, bang. Always use Zangief's C2. As long as you're using Zangief's C2, you're not going to die. Run through this, get as many hits, as much stacking as possible. Wait till the very last instance, and that is obviously when you're going to pop your broken formation. The biggest problem here is I'm going to run out of gauge because we can just basically attack non-stop using Dalsim. Because he is essentially nullifying her passive ability. And if I can get one more in here, I'll be able to pop broken formation. Pop broken formation now. Hopefully that ramps up that score just a bit. A bit more points. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that one run is enough to have actually given me my top score. And it did. Got me a fair bit more, I think, actually. Pushed me further up the leaderboards. Dalsim, sorry. Zangief is top banana for this event. Because of that, you're taking your F Chun, if you've got her, off of that team. So put her with someone like Dalsim. You could do more damage with Dalsim. That should get 2 teams right away that are doing you some good points. If you've got the turtles, which a lot of you will have, put Mikey on the team. His breakdance is going to increase your dodge and defense and stuff like that. Maybe pair that team up with someone like a Goken. It's going to give you an additional chance to potentially move forward. All in, it's tips. I can't give you the actual team builds because everybody's got different units. Who I think is a free-to-play friendly unit, you might not. You might have Vega sitting there, you might have Goken sitting there, you might have a maxed out Honda sitting there. Even free to play you can have these units, okay? But what I will say is, if you looked previously, depending on the combo you run, you can use units like Dalsim, Guile to do some decent damage. She's an unusual boss, you control the timing, that makes things a lot different. It's interesting. I'd actually say that it looks as though they're trying to do different things with the bosses, because this isn't the first boss in this group that's been a bit different. So while they've not done anything to make the event structures necessarily different, it seems like they might be experimenting within the structure, which I'm still down for. Your score's still greatly going to be affected by your workbench. I don't have the red one of this. If I had the red one of this, I would do a lot more damage. So again, you might not have the points that someone else has, because they just might simply have better workbench pieces than you. It can make a difference, but maybe you can glean something from that. It's a fun boss, that's all I can say. It's a fun boss. You're going to get your most points if you do what I did there. Just abuse Dalsim on the Fade On team. You'll still get 400 million, billion, depending on 4 billion, not 100 billion, depending on what your team comps look like. But use what you can from that. Anyway, I've been Hayzink, thanks for watching, catch you in the next one, peace.